So today on Setting Up Electronics Engineering Lab, what we want to look at is the oscilloscope. Now the oscilloscope is a very unique tool that allows you to actually measure a various amount of things instead of a traditional sense of a multimeter, which is one thing at a time. This allows you to measure frequency, voltages, peak to peak, all that fun stuff all at once. So it's a very unique tool, and it allows you to really take an in-depth look at what's occurring on exact moments in the actual waveform. Now there's a lot of things to take into consideration when you're buying an oscilloscope. The first one would probably be the type of oscilloscope. There's two main styles of oscilloscopes nowadays, which is the analog and the digital storage oscilloscope. Now I highly recommend starting off with the digital storage oscilloscope, as they're able to do a lot more functions than an analog oscilloscope, such as actually take measurements in addition and multiplication and do actual math functions. So an immediate feature, I do recommend them, though you can learn a lot from analog oscilloscope because they don't actually do all those things for you, so you're actually required to think a lot more for yourself. But starting off, I think a more useful tool in the long run is immediately the digital storage oscilloscope. Now probably one of the most useful features of the oscilloscope is the ability to compare waveforms, and in order to do this you're going to need multiple channels on your oscilloscope. Now there's some advanced ones that offer 4-channel oscilloscopes and all this, but generally they're extremely expensive, and you can probably get by with just a 2-channel oscilloscope. So here's a quick clip of comparing a waveform for a guitar distortion pedal. The bottom wave here, the blue wave, is our input or guitar sound, and this is the output of the distortion pedal. Now this is everything maxed out, so it's an extreme. Now observing such a harsh change in a waveform, it really does allow you to illustrate the importance of having multiple channels, so it allows you to compare waveforms and actually see what's occurring in the circuit. Now another reason why I suggest starting off with the digital storage oscilloscope is it allows you to actually store waveforms and use them later on. So for example, you can store quite a bit of information on this one and use it to compare later on. So let's just say you want to take 38 measurements of different waveforms at different points in the circuit. You can compare them all to the original one over a period of time. So it's a very unique feature that's offered by digital storage oscilloscopes, which can really push your learning curve over the top. Now another unique feature in an oscilloscope that's pretty well standard is the ability to use a trigger level, which actually starts the oscilloscope to start recording, or if you will, observing the waveform at a certain point. So as you can see right here, when we're not really recording anything because our voltage isn't being hit, and then when we bring it down, it starts recording the waveform at that level. So it's a very cool tool for actually troubleshooting and actually doing a more in-depth analysis of what's actually occurring in your circuit. Now another cool tool to use on an oscilloscope is the cursor function, which allows you to observe the waveform by following the actual waveform, and it gives you a readout on the actual voltages and all that fun stuff at the top here. So what this allows you to do is really analyze your waveform and see what's occurring exactly at a moment. Now I know this is a very short video, but I really hope it does stress the importance of an oscilloscope in an electronics engineering lab, because it really does allow you to observe electricity, a tool that I think is not paralleled by anything else. I mean, there's no other tool that I think that can do this type of analysis onto a circuit. So it's a very unique tool, but it really does allow you to develop electronics to a higher level. So this is one tool I don't think you can have electronics lab without. So anyways, thanks for watching. If you do want to see a more in-depth analysis of this particular model, the Rigel DS1102E, I'll include the link right here, and you can watch that and follow along. And it's a very lengthy video in the sense that it goes over a lot more of the abilities of the actual oscilloscope instead of just the overview on most oscilloscopes. Anyways, thanks for watching. Have yourself a great day.